In question 4, we're asked to solve for x between 0 and 180 degrees. Cos of 3x minus 10 degrees is equal to minus 0.4, given our answers to one decimal place. We should show each step in our working, and the question carries 7 marks. Now, there are a fair few different ways that you can do this. You could alter your interval, or you could simply go ahead and find a principal value for 3x minus 10 and then find subsequent solutions. So that's what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to write now for the principal value, we can say from here now 3x minus 10 will be equal to the inverse cosine now of minus 0.4. So I'll check now that my calculator's in degrees mode, shift mode 3, and I'm going to do now the inverse cosine now of minus 0.4. So that gives me 113.578. So what I can say then is 3x minus 10 will be equal now to the value that we've got here, which is going to be 113.578. 113.578. Now, if I consider by symmetry, I'm also going to have 3x minus 10 will be equal to 360 minus 113.578. So what I'm going to do is store this in my calculator, and this is going to be now A. Shift store A. So that's in there. So what I'm going to do is just put a little A here. Do that in pencil if you're in the exam, as you'll end up rubbing it out. So let's consider now the next one. What we're going to have is the following. We will have 360 now minus my answer, which is going to give me 246.42, and I'm going to call that B. So shift store B. Okay, so let's go ahead and write these out. So what we're going to have then is 3x minus 10 will be equal now to the 113.578. Then we're going to have 3x minus 10 will be equal to this value right here, which is stored in the calculator, of 246.42. So 246 point now, what was it, 4218. So 4218, let's do that, 4218, dot, 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 and so on. So this now is A, and this one is going to be B. If we now consider subsequent solutions now, what we can say from here now is 3x minus 10 will be equal to 113.578 plus now 360. Now, if I went for another one, I would go outside the interval. If you swap this interval over now, if we consider that the interval changing this would be minus 10, then we would have now 3x minus 10, and in turn we'd have 530. So if you had swapped that over, I don't really like that idea, but you can see now if we do another 360 on top of this, we're going to go outside the interval. So these are the only ones we need to consider. So what I'm going to say then from this now, I can simply write the following. Therefore, what we're going to have off this one, x will be equal to 113.578 dot, 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 plus now the 10 divided by 3. If we consider this one right here, we're going to have x will be equal now to the 246.42 dot, 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 plus the 10 and divided by 3. If we consider this one now, what we're going to have is x will be equal to 473.578 dot, 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 plus the 10 divided by 3. So all I'm going to do is put these straight through the calculator. So on the first one, what we're going to have now is x will be equal to, and subbing this in, it's all stored now here as A, the first one, so it'll be recall A plus 10 divided by 3, and that will give me now 41.192. So 41.192 dot, 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 and so on and so forth. Now if I do the next one just here, I'm going to have my value of B, which I stored in, plus now the 10, and then I'm going to divide that by 3, and that will give me 85.473 and so forth and so on, 85.473 dot, 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 and so on and so forth. And then we're going to get the last one, which is going to now be A plus the 10 plus the 360, and then I'm going to divide that by 3, and that will give me 161.192. So x will be 161 and then 0.192 dot dot dot. Now you could have just added 120 on here, entirely up to you. So they are now my values. I need to round them to one decimal place, so we can say x will be equal to now 41.2 degrees. We've got 85.5 degrees, and we've got 161.2 degrees. So lots of different ways you can solve that, but essentially all I've done is considered now a principal value for 3x minus 10. By symmetry, I've taken this value away from 360. I've called these A and B, solved, and then just considered now adding multiples of 360. I didn't need to add another multiple of 360 as I would have gone outside the interval. So lots of different approaches. As long as you're showing sufficient working, you'll get the 7 marks.